What's going on? Are you the smart people that said you're protecting yourselves? Good to see you. Everyone in the shade, wave. Hello. You all know, there's Veronica. Hi, Veronica. Just got in. She's back in her native state of North Carolina. Do you all know your great Republican Party chairman, Michael Whatley? And do you know his son, George? Over here. Look back in the corner. He's indoctrinating his children, people. That's what we all have to start doing. Indoctrinate your children. If you don't indoctrinate them, somebody in a school somewhere is going to try to indoctrinate them, okay? So, Mr. Chairman, when did you get on the Trump train? Been a long time now.
It has been a long time. I got a call in November of 2015 asking if I would help out here in North Carolina, and we've been on ever since.
Yeah, and it's a special train to be on because you and I have had jobs in previous administrations, and not everybody was a fan in the beginning. I think they've pretty much come around. Maybe not Bill Kristol. Do you know who that even is? Bill Kristol? A few of these guys? Well, as we used to call them dead enders, there's a few who still can't get it.
You know, I'll tell you this. One of the neat things about Donald Trump is he's a fighter. You know, I actually met this guy in 2000 down on day 3 of the Florida recount. I got down there. I was working on the legal team, and folks said, hey, you need to go check in with this guy named Matt Schlapp and figure out where you're going to go and what you're going to do. Of course, we were both skinny and had dark hair at the time. You know, but the neat thing about the Florida recount was that we were in the trenches and we were fighting. We had actually gotten to the point where our backs were so up against the wall that if we did not get in those trenches and in those courtrooms and fight, we were going to lose. And that's what I love about Donald Trump, because that guy, every single day, since the day he rode down that escalator, has been a fighter. He has fought for North Carolina. He has fought for the United States. And it's just awesome to be a part of that team and go through that 2016 cycle and to be going through that 2020 cycle with him. And I know you and Mercy, you were on awfully early as well.
I was, and my mom said to me, son, it looks like you're losing a lot of friends over supporting Donald Trump. And I said, I am. I've lost a lot of friends. A lot of people I really thought really liked me. And she said, son, they were never your friends. And that's the truth. Yep. If someone's getting between you and loving America, I think you pick America, don't you?
Absolutely.
The other thing that's interesting about you, not just that you've been on the Trump train for a long time and the president calls you and they've put you in charge of North Carolina with all these great people out here because it's a critical state. But the other interesting thing about you is you're a graduate of the University of Notre Dame's Law School. Just in full disclosure, I went to undergrad there. I probably couldn't have gotten into the law school. Let's just all get it out in the open right now. But you went to school with kind of someone who's become quite famous, Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah, you know, Amy was from the first time I met her, unbelievably sharp lady. You could just tell. And, you know, I remember on several Thursday nights when I said, hey, a bunch of us are getting ready to go out and do, and it didn't matter what it was. Go bowling, go to the bars, go whatever. No, I got to be in the library. I'm going to go work. And she was absolutely a worker all the way through. I'll tell you, folks, she was number 1 in that class. I was not number 2, just saying. But she is an amazing, remarkable, one of the smartest people I've ever met. And if you look at her as a professor at Notre Dame Law School, she was appointed by Donald Trump to be on the 7th Circuit, the work that she's done on the bench there, and of course now with her being the nominee, there could not be a better woman, there could not be a better nominee than Amy Coney Barrett.
Yep. And I want to encourage you all not just to support her, but to pray for her, because I think what she's about ready to go through will be repulsive. What they put my friend and your friend Brett Kavanaugh through was disgusting and unfair. And once again, it's another aspect of socialism. Search, destroy, change the facts, say what you have to grab and hold on to political power. As you look forward to what's going to happen with the nomination, what's your reaction when you look back at the tape and see what people like Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris and other people said to these Christian or Catholic nominees? Dianne Feinstein specifically saying to Amy Coney Barrett that she should serve on the federal bench because the dogma seems to run deep through her.
Yeah,
Isn't that just anti-Christian bias?
It is. And it's amazing because with President Trump, We've now seen him nominate and confirm over 200 lifetime conservative federal judges. It's absolutely amazing what he has done. He flipped the Ninth Circuit from conservative to liberal. And in every single one of those hearings.
From liberal to conservative.
Yeah. Thank you. Jeez, it's been...
See, he was just going to give you some foreshadowing
That's
if we
it.
don't all get our work done in November,
It's been
okay?
a long day. This guy's been running me all across the state here. Hey, look, every single one of those hearings, we have seen the worst of the Democrats on the Judiciary Committee. We have seen them attack people for their faith. We have seen them attack people for different rulings. We've seen them attack people because they don't have kids, because they have too many kids. It does not matter what they find. They attack, they attack, they attack. And yes, what we saw with Brett Kavanaugh was absolutely appalling. And I think that, one of the neat stories that we've heard about that nomination process was as they were going through all of the questions and all of the filth and the muck and the allegations that were just completely unfounded and completely brutal. Yeah, the lies. Was we were getting ready to come out of committee. We had 12 votes for it. We had 12 votes against it. And we had one undecided senator, Jeff Flake. And Mitch McConnell and President Trump called Tom Tillis and said, Tom, you have to deliver Jeff Flake. Go have a conversation with him. Have 2 conversations, 10 conversations. He worked on him for weeks. And I was so proud of Tom when he delivered Jeff Flake and they were able to get Brett to the floor and be able to get Brett into the Supreme Court. I mean, think about it this way, right? This is the 3rd Supreme Court nomination that Donald Trump has been able to make in his first term. That is unprecedented. And when he wins 4 more years, there's a likelihood he's going to get 2 more. And I don't think we've seen that in a long time.
And think about that, 5 out of 9. 5 solid picks right from that list that he transparently shared with us out of 9. This is history, folks. And that's why the election is so important. And that's why it's so important to bring Tom Tillis back to the Senate. I know he was going to be here at this time with us, but obviously he tested positive for Chinese corona. And all indications are that he's doing great. And it gives us an opportunity, it reminds all of us that we should be praying for our president and praying for the First Lady and praying for great Senator Mike Lee. But if you all return Tom Tillis to the Senate, because we don't know what's going to happen in these other Senate races, we could lose a couple. That is going to give the margin to make sure that when the president gets 4 more years, that we can confirm these extra justices. And if we do that, Mr. Chairman, literally, because everything goes to court now. It shouldn't. It's disgusting. It's not constitutional, but everything seems to go to court. Can you imagine if we can start turning the tide in our nation's highest court? We haven't done that, really, in my lifetime.
No, we haven't. And I think here in the United States, we are seeing what we're doing on the federal level, but on the North Carolina state, we've got a 6-to-1 progressive, radical, liberal, Democratic majority. So we need to make sure that we get Paul Newby and Phil Berger Jr. and Tamara Behringer on that Supreme Court, and we need to turn around these courts as well. But the judicial races, like you said, never been more important.
Open up the schools, open up the businesses, open up our economy, open up the churches, and quit allowing these judges to intervene in every aspect of our life. I'm so sorry that you had to have a chairman who's a lawyer, but if you had to pick a lawyer, aren't you happy it's a lawyer in the mold of Amy Coney Barrett? That's pretty good. Keep up the good work, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Matt.